This front that passed through the southeast yesterday and continues to this morning, lots of wild weather associated. How are conditions looking now?
Yeah, well, a big day yesterday, as you know, temperatures in the high 30s to low 40s. That really intense and devastating fire that is still ongoing, and emergency alerts there to the south of Ararat, west of Ballarat. But much cooler and calmer conditions today. Still got those moderate west to southwesterly winds though, and that'll be impacting the fire zone. So it was moving south yesterday, moving back to the northeast today with those southerly winds. So still high fire dangers today. We're going to see those winds drop out as we move into later today and into the weekend, which is good. Temperatures 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday as well, low to mid 20s for many.
It's not just Victoria, of course, Tassie too. Similar sort of situation there?
Yeah, exactly the same. Big temperature drops there today, high teens to low to mid 20s there as well in those fresh southerlies.
Now, this frontal system still passing through. It's looking like we could see some really big severe thunderstorms around Sydney, and probably just as people are wanting to go to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of events on. I think Matchbox 20, Blink 182, Tay, it's all there as well. The front's moving up the south coast right now, so the front that moved through Vic and Taz is now moving up the coast. Now ahead of it, it's very hot, temperatures in the mid to high 30s, and very humid as well, and that's going to set the stage for a big day of thunderstorm activity. Already a few storms going around the snowy mountains right now, but they're likely to increase and move north and expand as we move into the afternoon and evening hours. Could see large to giant hail, damaging to destructive winds and heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. Hit and miss as always, so it doesn't mean everyone's going to get one, but if you are under one of them, they could be quite damaging.
Yeah, and the city of Sydney itself potentially under risk. Okay, further north right now, we've also got severe thunderstorms going on for the northeast tropical coast of Queensland. What's happening there?
Yeah, that's right. We've got an upper low way up there, which is unusual, combining with the very moist air, and that's producing widespread rainfall. We've seen falls of 150 to 200 millimetres around the Innisfail area, and with widespread 50 to 100 millimetres further away from there. And that's likely to continue today and tomorrow as well, between Townsville and Cairns and extending inland. So a lot more rain on the way for communities there.
Dean, as if that's not enough, let's now talk about the other side of the country, because WA is still baking, and we're keeping a very close eye on ex-tropical cyclone Lincoln, which I was expecting to go, but it's not quite gotten to cyclone strength yet.
Yeah, not quite. It's a little bit of dry air there. Even though the water's warm, there's a little bit of sheer wind in the atmosphere and dry air that's kind of hindering the development of the cyclone. But we're likely to see it develop into a tropical cyclone later today into the evening hours and continue strengthening tonight into tomorrow. Then it's going to curve towards the coast. We do have cyclone watches and warnings current from around Onslow all the way down to Carnarvon. At this stage, looking like crossing between Exmouth and Carnarvon sometime on Saturday as a Category 2 system with strong winds and heavy rainfall. And as you're right, further south, it's been a cruel summer in WA, 39 degrees again in Perth today, and that's on top of their 7 days above 40 degrees this summer, so the heat just rolls on further south. Yeah,
now let's stay with Lincoln for just a second, because it's looking like it's going to intensify, as you said, to a Category 2. Are we ruling out a severe Category 3 system?
You can never rule out anything when it comes to cyclones, Nate. We all know that. So it just depends on how long. You know, if it develops earlier today, there's that longer window of maybe intensifying further. If it doesn't develop until the overnight period, then it does shorten that window for further intensification as it crosses the coast. But for anyone living between Onslow and Carnarvon, yeah, keep staying up to date. Latest forecasts and warnings there. All
right, gaze into your crystal ball for me. What am I watching out for in the week ahead?
Yeah, so obviously the remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Lincoln as it moves through WA, could be some heavy rainfall there. Heat building across southern parts of the country next week, and we could see the monsoon starting to pick up again across northern Australia mid to late next week, so more to come.
All right, well, I will let you get back to work there, Dean. Thank you so much for bringing us up to date with all this wild weather going on around the country.